Today is one of those days. I'll admit, I don't really know what to record, so we're gonna do a scary story because you know what? We need to switch up the content, and well, what not better way to do that than tell a scary story? Am I right? So, alright, let's just get right into it. So, the story starts out like this. My ex friend of mine mentioned to me about how in her childhood house, she once saw a ghost, and after that incident, a lot of weird things started to happen. She started to see things, be scared to go around in that area, but had an odd sensation and urge to go back, which obviously was a bit odd. And me being me, I suggested
She could
why
overcome her
not visit
fears.
it? She could go back and, see her old place of living. And it's just overall, at that moment, I thought it was a good idea, which in hindsight might have not been the best idea. But it goes on. For me, honestly, at that time, I thought they were all just irrational fears. I didn't believe her story. I thought it was kind of because at that time, and still to this day, this ex friend had a very bad tendency to lie and do things that weren't so good. And in my head, it didn't make sense at all that all that was happening and nobody else, such as her family members, even noticed. And they don't even know about it till this day. Who would notice all this happening to their young child? So I thought she was lying because of that. And I was bored. I didn't have much to do. I mean, honestly, I was bored those days. So we decided we're gonna check it out one day after school. We went through school, the day is regular, school ended, and so we went. There was nothing weird about the apartment complex. Nothing happened there. When we were coming, though, we saw a lot of interesting things, like one of her old bullies. So we decided to change paths. And according to her, that person obviously bullied her. But we saw his friend, and he kept roaming around us. So we changed paths again. We were passing by this weird abandoned garbage disposal. I don't remember correctly, but something had caught my eyes. Thinking back on it now, it was some sort of statue. It looked interesting and honestly cool. So I picked it up to look at it, inspect it, and see what was going on. At that time, I had a thing with germs. So I had hand sanitizer, so I had nothing to worry about for germs. But my ex friend said that I was like staring at it. No words, just staring at it for about 5 minutes straight. My ex friend said that she had to shake me because I just wasn't responding. After that, we walked. We went home, and after I got home, I felt a bit weird, a bit odd, like a bit dizzy, uncoordinated, and I felt like someone was watching me, like someone was behind me, and all. But I thought it must be like my lack of sleep, and maybe I didn't eat enough today because I wasn't sleeping, you know? I stayed up, and maybe I didn't eat. Plus, lack of sleep does make you paranoid and can make you hallucinate. So that day, when I went to bed, because remember, this is when I was younger, so I went to bed with my mom. But something odd happened, and something scary happened. Something ran past the door. We had this curtain on that door, and we both saw a figure run past it and the flowing curtains quickly. It ran past and went to the kitchen, and honestly, it was weird. We both saw it. We didn't investigate, but my mom was like, should I check it out? And I was hysteric. I was like, do you want to die? We don't know what it is. Alas, we went on. Whenever I would stay in that bedroom, I felt like someone was staring at me. After a while, I started to see a figure of my sister in law staring at me. My sister in law at that time was 2 states away. She wasn't home for 2 months. After a while, I started to make out that figure. I kind of freaked out when I started to see it a bit clearly. It had this weird, unsettling smile, and it looked a bit like my sister in law. I told my mom, and she told me not to go back to that bedroom. She got a priest, and he cleansed the house. He gave me this special necklace to wear, and it's for protection. After a while, I stopped seeing things, and that's the story. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie, I had a few chills. Um, Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Woo!